Hello, 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 beloved souls, blessed be, blessed day. Welcome back. I am Autumn, the Enlightened Daughter. For those of you who don't know me, for those of you who know me, I love you. Welcome back. All of you are welcome here. What's up, beloved? Sorry, my hair looks crazy. It keeps doing this like weird cowlick thing. I don't know what's happening. I've been trying to fix it since I got on, but it's taking too long and I got stuff to do. So much going on in the collective, right? Um, One, I apologize for not getting a video out to you guys sooner, but I've been getting rocked. Long story short, closing out cycles, healing generational curses, clearing karma, and a lot of these planetary alignments and shifts are happening in major placements in my birth chart. So I have been going through a lot, right? And I feel that energy a lot throughout the collective, right? As we're moving towards the age of Aquarius, we've just had that huge super moon in Aquarius and that super full moon in Aquarius, and it was intense. I mean, I felt the energies way before, the moon got here, and it's been super intense since that time. And yesterday, which is why I was called to do this reading today, I felt like a portal opening. Like I felt like a door opening for the collective. And I know that Lionsgate energy is approaching quickly, right? It was today. I'm recording this on the 5th of August, so we got 3 more days towards the Lion Gate. And, portals, you tend to feel the energies like, they tend to extend out 3 days prior and 3 days afterwards, right? So that energy is super intense. For anyone who doesn't know what the Lionsgate is, really look it up, right? It's the portal that we get a reset every year, and it's the alignment. It's like the most clear, direct channel that you can have with the divine. That you get access to your akash, your gifts, your talents, your skills, all your lifetimes, all the majesty, all of heaven, like everything is available to you. Massive amount of downloads coming down from the heavens, light codes coming in, upgrades to your system, karma clearing out, releasing um old baggages, jumping different timelines. Like this is a huge, intense period, and we've been building up towards it for quite some time. What the? Sorry. It's like sorry. I know it's probably bothering me more than you, but anyway, it's bothering me. Anyway, guys. So, um, full moon in Aquarius is really affecting, Aquarius, Leo, um, as well as Scorpio and Taurus, which are other fixed signs. Because we are in Leo season, the other fire signs, Aries and Sagittarius, are also getting rocked right now. Then we have Venus retrograding right now in the sign of Leo, right? And so again, Leos are really going through it, going through and growing through it at this time, right? And Venus is the sign that governs Aries and I believe Libra. So, I mean, not Aries, Taurus. Taurus. Definitely not Aries, Taurus. And I believe Libra. Sorry, correction. And Venus governs our home, our finances, um, like our comforts, right? Like the finer things in life, kind of like our stability. So all of that is being highlighted right now, right? Plus this huge spiritual awakening that is happening within us, right? All of us are being called forward. Everything, listen, that full moon in Aquarius, it doesn't matter where you're at on your path, literally with this one, whatever you're not with, whatever you don't like, whatever irritates you, whatever doesn't feel good, whatever is not in alignment, all of it was coming forward. And I mean like hit after hit after hit after hit. I'm watching it play out. I'm like sitting back watching and I'm like, wow, this is really intense, right? Within my own life as within, the collective as well. Cycles closing, relationships ending, um, people moving, timelines jumping. I mean, it's been super intense, right? And 444, I just saw, thank you, angels, for being here. You know, it's one thing to see things play out. It's one thing to get the guidance. It's another thing to follow it, right? And for the past few weeks, not that this isn't a message that we get all the time, but for the past few weeks, the message of follow your intuition, intuitive guidance, and connecting with your higher self has been so magnified that it's like the deaf are hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how loud this message is. There's no one in a collective that is not being guided to go within. Now, the question is, are you going to follow that guidance, right? Are you going to go within to create the world that you want without, or are you going to keep trying to externalize things and forcing things, right? Because that's going on too. And there's a fight, listen, it's a dual universe. We all know that, right? So there's equal light, equal dark. There's a lot of light codes coming in. There's a lot of light codes coming in. There's a lot of light codes coming in. When I tell you I've been getting boxed, I've been getting boxed. Crown chakra, third eye, solar plexus, massive upgrades, massive upgrades, massive upgrades. For those of us in the collective that have been called and know that we are called to be more so moving through this collective as mouthpieces of God, guess what? Throat chakra clearings and activations going on. There is no longer this oblivion. There is no longer the kind of veil in which we have forgotten. Like that's what this Lionsgate is bringing to us, like the awareness, the clarity, the luminosity, the remembrance of your sovereignty. And then you get to move through all of that, using these other alignments. We got Mercury going retrograde, I think, towards the end of the month. Venus is retrograde until like September 3rd. And, normally Venus retrograde slows things down when it comes to like love. You know what I mean? And that's not only just intimate, like love in all forms, but it's also a time where we want to remove the rose colored glasses and start seeing things, for what they are. Um, and there are people that are going to be removed from your life. There are behaviors that will no longer be acceptable on your new timeline. There are distorted belief systems that are being released. And let me tell you guys, even though we get to release these cycles, we have the shadow of that energy with us, right? And so we get to close out these cycles. We get to move forward. I mean, I know I closed out a major cycle. I felt it. I saw it. The, the amazing things that have transformed in my life, just due to like that one shift has been so expansive, and it literally was just like one shift, moving away, as we call it, look at the Six of Swords in the Tarot, right? It's like moving into calmer waters, moving out of the storm into peace finally, right? Like I've been at war for so long that when I got to a space of peace, like I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? And so it was like, is this false hope? Is this false love? Is this false um faith? You know what I mean? And I've had my guides come in repeatedly and be like, chill, it's okay, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, And I think a lot of you need to know that. You know what I mean? Like, especially as light workers and way showers, like we're battling our own demons, we're battling our karma, we're battling the families we incarnated with sometimes, and the communities and the cultures and the gender norms. And we have a lot going on. It's light work, right? It's not easy. Like, we gotta like do the thing. But there are times when we're called to rest. There are times when we're called to reflect. There are times when we're called to have peace. There are times when we're called to just be in receiving mode, right? And just be open and receptive. So there's a lot of this energy shifting within the collective, and it's, are you going to be open to the healing? Are you going to be open to the shifts? Are you going to be open to the magic and to the blessings before you? Or are you going to be stuck on your old timeline because you're comfortable with the tried and true of the old paradigms? And I get it. Like, you spent 20, 30, 40 years of your life, 50 years of your life becoming the person that you are today, right? Like honed and just trained in so much distortion and fear and dysfunction. And now you have an awareness and now you're trying to clean it up, right? But you have to give yourself some grace. Like these things take some time. The dope thing though is that we just got like this huge like momentum forward, this huge accelerator, right? And so no, it's not going to take you 20, 30, 40, 50 years to heal the traumas that you have, or to heal your inner child. It's not going to take that long at all, because once you know better, you do better, right? So if you have an awareness, you can make a shift, and that can happen in like 5 seconds. But you're not going to be able to do everything at once, right? Because as you unlock and peel back these layers, more things are going to come up for you to deal with, right? The blessing right now in this beautiful bubble that we're in, and I really feel like this is a huge part of the blessing coming in for the Lionsgate, is that we get to heal at multiple levels, right? And so our life spirals up, right? And as we heal, we face something cool, and then we get to come back to that same kind of like energy and look at it from a higher perspective, right? Because we're always kind of spiraling up. We're getting to a point where we're not gonna have to keep, you know what I mean? It's like 3D to 5D, right? Like you don't even necessarily, for some of you, you don't even have to be on the bridge. You know, I am a bridge, so I tend to be on the bridge because I walk people back and forth all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I'm like, come this way, come this way, come this way. Look, there's light over here. Come this way, come this way. So funny. Um, so yeah, big energetics. And just remembering your own power during this time, remembering your sovereignty, remembering that you have free will at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And you need to be the author of your life. You need to be the author of your book. And again, I know that's challenging, especially during these transits. This is not an easy energy to deal with, guys. Getting rocked. Okay, like that's, I don't even know what else to say. Like I've been getting rocked, like needing to take naps, definitely needing to hydrate. My diet has been changing, and again, it's like I was at war survival mode for so long, then now I'm at peace, and it's kind of like, am I at peace? You know what I mean? It's like, wow, I can sleep again. So know that troubled waters will not always be this way. And some blessings, some prayers take a lot longer than others. You know what I mean? A prayer that I had been making took years to manifest. Took years to manifest. And this is not a small thing. This is not a small thing to grow through that's taking years to play out because of other lessons that I needed to learn along the way. It was a fucking awful scenario, right? Awful life. And a lot of those things are being cleared out of your life right now. And so I know and I know I keep harping on this, and I keep talking about cycles closing, because I know that so many of you are closing out your cycles. So many of you are at that last push. You know what I mean? It's like, there are any mothers out there, right? It's like that last push right before the baby comes out, right? Like that's where we're at right now. That's where you're at right now. It sucks and it hurts, and you just want it to be over, and you're about willing to give up. Your body's exhausted, your mind is exhausted. You don't even know if you have another push in you. But that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. You do have another push in you. You are strong enough. You can make it. You were built for this, right? You're a child of the divine. You were built for this, and you're so powerful. You're so powerful. And a lot of the issue is the lack of remembrance of just how powerful you are, or the fear of it. I had that revelation come to me recently, of really fearing some of my innate power, right? And I'm not talking about being out here like a freaking X-Men or some shit like that, right? I'm talking about like using your energies and the power of your thought and your heart for good or for evil. You know what I mean? When you're charged up, our emotional guidance system really moves things, right? And in your anger and frustration, resentment, bitterness, fear energy, jealousy, shooting that energy out, that in alignment with someone else that's on the same pathway can be very catastrophic, right? Tornadoes, hurricanes, think about it, right? Pure chaos. We don't need that in our life. And then there's moving the energy of love and healing and optimism and hope and communities coming together and communion and love and passion and worlds changing and people healing and things happening like the Great Wall of China being knocked down. You know what I'm saying? It's like depending on how we're using our power, it can be for good or for evil, right? Want to use your power and your anger to cause another Holocaust in this world, or do you want to use your power and your anger to cause a good change, like knocking down the walls that are keeping people separated, right? Unnecessary boundaries that we're breaking as a collective, as we heal, as we ignite, as light workers across this globe. Like, those are the things that we're moving towards. I'm watching it all play out, and it's powerful, and it's magnetic, and it's inspiring, right? It's like awe inspiring. Like, it's just it's a sense of pride and hope and reignition, right? Like to not give up. Guys, when I tell you, listen, I don't care what you're growing through right now, the only way out is through. The only way out is through. And for many of us, those prayers that we made, the desires of our hearts, the goals, the dreams, the things that we're almost giving up on, it's like we're resisting it through our need and our desire, right? And I know that sounds like cliche and corny because I hate that whole law of attraction thing. Like, oh, just believe it and let it go, and you're resisting, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's hard to not think about being hungry when you're hungry. You know what I mean? It's hard to not think about not having food when you don't have no food. I get that. I'm not trying to sit you here and like act like it's like, oh, just sit here and manifest the world of your dreams. No, I'm saying that like sometimes you just gotta move on with stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes you really gotta give it to God and let it go. Like, I mean, literally, like, say out loud whatever the issue is. Like, God, can you deal with X, Y, and Z? Because I ain't got it in me. Like, I need to focus on A, B, C. Can you do it X, Y, and Z? Thank you. Whatever. I know you figure it out. Because me sitting here stressing isn't figuring it out. Me sitting here all up in my feelings and worried about it isn't figuring it out. If anything, it's delaying the process. You know what I mean? I was in a holding pattern. I'll put it that way. And just needed one shift in order to make like 20 other things fall into place. But 111 is on the clock. But that shift was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And I was so frustrated. I'm trying not to be frustrated. I'm trying to have faith. I'm praying. I'm speaking life. I'm saying the words. I'm doing affirmations. I'm doing all the things. But inside, I'm still kind of like frustrated, fearful, worried. You know what I mean? And I got to the point where I was just like, fuck it. You know what? I don't even care anymore. Like, it is what it is. Whatever, God. Because, like, I'm asking, and I know you hear me, and for whatever reason, within my energy, I'm fucking this up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And since I can't get clarity, like, I quit. Basically, like, I'm going to do something else. I'll be back. You know what I mean? And a shift was made, and within 30 days, everything that I needed came forth. Within 30 days of me just being like, so we don't have to throw in the towel, right? We just need to be in joy. We need to release. We need to trust, right? And if I've been taught nothing else in these sorry, every time I like look like focus it, I just saw it was like pissing me off. But been taught nothing else in these past few years, especially a few months. Don't give up. You know what I mean? Um, there's so much darkness in this world. There's so much darkness that comes at us. There's so many challenges and trials and tribulations. And it sucks sometimes, right? It sucks to be the strong one. It sucks to take the high road. It sucks to be optimistic and to try to stay in joy when everyone around you is like trying it, and you know, especially if you're a parent trying to do all of that while you're growing through life, while you have these eyes on you. You know, like I just grew through a lot, and I got four eyes on me at all times. I don't have the opportunities really to be weak or emotional or to sometimes feel things through. You know, so when I got out of war and I was able to sit with my feelings, like everything came up because I haven't had time to process things, right? And so a lot of the things that are being processed right now and sorted through are because you're closing out these cycles. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing things in a new way. You're closing out these cycles. If you're following your intuitive guidance, you're having to stop putting question marks where God put a freaking period. You know what I mean? And I know that that can be really challenging. You know, some of the scenarios that I've grown through, I still don't have answers for. I don't have answers for why they played out the way they played out. All I know is I trusted in my higher self, the Most High God, my team of light, and I trusted the guidance that I received, and I followed it even with doubts, even with fears, even with questions. I still followed through with it. And in my following through with it, a ton of other blessings came. I still don't have answers. I still don't understand a lot of what has gone on or, you know, has been happening. But I don't need to. And I know that I will learn when I need to learn. You know what I mean? Like the information will come to me when it's meant to come to me. Evidently, that's not something that I need to focus on right now, which is why I'm being protected from it. Right. And so I'm saying all of that. You know how it is, guys. I grow through things first because I know the collective is going to grow through it, which is why I'm telling you all of this. You know, when we trust that path, even with the questions, even with the doubts, even with the fears, we get our happily ever afters. We get the things that we need. You know what I mean? Like, God is in rooms that we're not in, listening to conversations that we can't hear, seeing things play out that we're unaware of. You don't ever know what you're being protected from. So instead of investigating and digging and trying to, you know, figure everything out and trying to outthink God, like take the intuitive guidance, take it as a thank you, a good look, what up, good looking homie to the universe, and keep it pushing. And know that you'll know when you need to know if you need to know, and if not, just be grateful that that's what you were protected from. So sometimes we're so busy asking questions that we're endangering ourselves. It's like a lion is coming. Oh, lion is coming. Where? Like, is this a time to talk or is this a time to start running? Yo, run, lion. I don't have time to stop and answer questions. Our life is in danger. You want to stand there and converse? Good luck, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out. I'm out. I said what I said. I'm trying to take you with me. It is what it is. Um, Another thing coming. I know I didn't pull any cards, but there's a lot of downloads. I don't know. Maybe I'll make this a two-part. I don't know. Um, Another thing that's been coming up is the internal frustrations that we have with ourselves. So not only do you have all these external things shifting around you, right? Whether that's like friendships ending or beginning, or you know, new people coming into your life. A lot of you are getting your soul families coming in, right? So there are going to be new people coming into your life, and a lot of other people are leaving your life, right? And it's unfortunate, but not everybody's meant to be with you at every level of your ascension, and some people will just have to revisit you at another time. Um, but there's this internal war as well with the judgment and condemnation of ourselves for not being further on our path, right? For some of you, you're living your truth, you're enjoying it, you're loving life, you're just really expanding at this time or guiding others, right? Um, and that's a small part of you. The majority of us here, right, are still learning to fully love ourselves, fully embrace the multidimensionality that we are, and be unapologetic in our truth and living that, right? And so a lot of the angst and frustration that you may see played out that's being reflected back to you at this time is your own angst and frustration at yourself for not following your soul's guidance, right? When we are in alignment with our soul's path and our truth, right? Like the guidance that we make a little contract for ourselves before we get here. We're like, oh, when I go to Earth, I want to do A, B, C, D, E. Cool. So we're gonna have these 5 or 6 things that have to take place while you're down there. Fantastic. Well, right? That's the destiny, thing. So as we're moving and sorting through life, right? Our soul is always guiding us, towards those things. Now, there'll be shifts along the way. Obviously, we have free will. Some things are going to take longer than others. Some things are going to go fast. Some things you might be able to jump over because like we just did recently or we're doing right now, jumping through timelines, right? Sometimes you don't need to take A, B, C, D. Sometimes you can just go from A to K, right? And then because you took a big test, right? Whatever. So when we're moving away from our path, when we're moving away from that guidance, we start to find ourselves getting frustrated and angry and resentful and bitter and sick, right? Disease, illness start to appear in our life because we're not following our soul's path. We're miserable. We may look good on the outside, but on the inside, we're pretty miserable, right? Because we're not following our truth. I love to create. I love to paint. I haven't painted in 10 years. I love to dance. Oh, I don't dance anymore because I don't have any time. Oh, I love, telling jokes. I want to be a stand-up comedian, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Now or never, right? Shit'll get off the pot. Try. Even if you fail, right? There's this guy, oh my God, I forget his name, this author. And this book was coming through him, and he was not trying to be an author. He wasn't trying to do it. But he was so annoyed that he couldn't get it out of his head that he just wrote the book so that he wouldn't have to think about it anymore, and it became a national bestseller. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there are things that are going to keep nagging away at you, eating away at you. They're never going to go away until you do something about it. And it doesn't mean that you need to take this thing and like put it on a global circuit, but it does mean that it needs to come through you, whatever that creative spark may be. Your creativity may be, math as an accountant or a freaking chef or an artist or a mom or a dad or a welder or whatever it is, right? Like there are people that are gifted at a plethora of things in this universe. I couldn't name them all. Whatever that is, let it come through you, right? Allow that joy to speak through you. Allow your gift to speak through you, to come through you, to bless those around you. When you're living in joy and you're high vibrational, you're healthy, you're vibrant, you're loved, you're joyous, you're healed, right? Disease and illness cannot be in a high vibrational body. They can't live there. It's when we lower our vibration that they have access to us. They don't have access to you if you're up top. Rise above. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, it's a little, it's been raining all day. Oh, that's another thing. So y'all know how it is. Whenever there's big like energy shifting in the world, it'll rain wherever I'm at. So of course it rained on the full moon for me. Um, but yesterday, and I told you I was feeling like I was feeling. I'm like, what is this energy that I'm feeling? And then the sky opened up, and I was like, there it is. There's a big shift happening. Like I told you, I felt like a crack. Like I was like somebody just opened the door. I'm like, what is that? And the influx of energy that came in, man, listen, I couldn't ground enough. And I'm talking about like I'm outside, I'm drinking tea, I'm eating chocolate. I had to come lay down. Like I was like, what is happening? What just happened? What the fuck was that? I was like, what was that? I was like, oh, I gotta sit down for a second. Real talk. All right, anyway, thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me in the collective at this time. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. What do we need to know? What do we need to see? Because there's a lot happening in the ethers. What does the collective need to know at this time about all these energies that are moving about? 1, 2, 3, I just saw. Yeah, we got a lot happening. Of course we do. I just told you that, right? Taking action. Yep, I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. Shit'll get off the pot, guys. Like, now is the time to do something. Let me tell you, this is your freaking life. Like, why would you not want to live life out? I don't understand. I don't understand. So I met someone who, an Uber driver, and he wanted to move, and like buy a house and like do all this stuff, but he didn't want to do it because of his mom, and she didn't want to leave because of his sister. She didn't. He didn't want to leave his mom behind, but his mom didn't want to leave the area because the sister had a kid with the husband or whatever, had started her family. So I said, so you don't. It was like moving from someplace cold to someplace beautiful. I said, so you don't want to. I said, so you're gonna give up your dream of living on an island and owning your own home because your sister started her family and your mom's is now stuck on that. I was like everyone's living their dream but you. How is that fair? How is that fair? How is that fair that you get to live a life of misery and everyone else is happy? That fake martyrdom that humans have, like I don't know why we have this, but that's another distortion that needs to be cleaned out of the collective. Like, you're making yourself unhappy to make someone else happy. Why? Why do I have to be unhappy for you to be happy? If I have to be unhappy for you to be happy, there's something really wrong with this dynamic. My squad, my tribe, I want everybody winning. I support everyone winning. I'm quick to be like, what do you do? When do you do it? How can I support you? I'm telling my friends. Like, I'm the biggest cheerleader of everyone within my tribe because I know that they're all talented at something. Doesn't even have to be the same things. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, you rock at something. Everybody I know is fucking amazing and dynamic. That's real talk. That's real talk. And I'm talking about like my real life people as well as some of the people that I just know with an online relationship. I know some really dope and dynamic people. Gifted, talented, funny, smart, sexy, witty. You know what I mean? Like, generous, philanthropic, amazing people. Amazing people, and not one of them wants one of us to fail in order for them to feel better. Like, that's not love. That's not light. It's very odd to me. Anyway, so, and I'm lecturing you because you have this in you. It's like you need to do it for you. For you. For you. You need to live your dreams. You need to live your truth. You need to live your happily ever after. Your sickness will not heal somebody else. Your brokenness will not bless somebody else. Like, it's like, stop. We have to stop that. And I know that's hard. I grew up in the hood, yo. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the hood. You feel some kind of way sometimes if you got money and somebody else don't, right? Because people might look at you funny, or the people that do have money start moving a little funny. Like, I get it, right? Or you're looking at someone who's ill and you just wish that you can take their pain away, but you getting sick too is not going to help them be better, right? Are two sick people really doing great for each other, or do we need kind of one person that's healthy to kind of help move things along and help get the other person back to divine health? You know what I'm saying? It's the same types of things with your goals and your dreams. Like, if you if your success is a problem for someone, then there's the problem. It's not you. And your life is going to change with your successes, right? With this tribe, I don't even feel like you guys have a fear of failure. I feel like you guys have a fear of success. Like, what is that going to mean to me when I'm standing out in my light and I'm shining bright unapologetically? When I lose even more of the people that quote unquote say they love me. because that's a lot of what's happening with this Venus retrograde energy, right? I just saw 3444. Love and distorted attachments and codependency, all the fear-based energy that we project onto love, that stuff is starting to dissolve away, right? Again, rose-colored glasses coming off. So if I have to play small, if I have to be hungry, if I need to be sick, if I need to hate myself in order to make you feel better, fulfilled, valuable, it's quiet. You're gonna wait the rest of your life for that. Now's the time to take action on your goals and your dreams. Now's the time to step forward. Now's the time to do something. Now's the time to take that freaking leap of faith. Come what may, right? Either you'll make it to the other side or you'll get a little wet and it'll be a freaking laugh. But either way, you'll be all right. All right. Making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. You see what I'm saying, guys? Your joy, your happiness. That's the game changer in all of this. And it starts with you really loving you, like you prioritizing yourself, you making yourself the you understanding your value as a soul here on this planet. You make a difference. You have purpose, right? You have purpose. And I'm not talking about like our soul's path and mission stuff like that. I'm talking about you have a purpose here as a child of God because you were incarnated and born during this time. If you weren't meant to be here, God wouldn't have woke you up this morning. That's real talk. There's no guarantees, right? We all know tomorrow's not promised. Sharing of yourself. I'm an incredibly generous being. Okay. So, I mean, what is that? 3 cards back to back telling you to stop playing and go do what you need to do. It's not just you. Me too. Listen. Before I come here and check anybody, I get checked. Told you I just got rocked. 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 The realizations, the awarenesses, the revelations that came through, the messages that were coming through, and I'm sitting here like, wow, yo, really? But enough is enough. Sharing of yourself. You deserve like the world. Like you're a creator of the world. Real talk. So why are you hiding all that you are? We're no longer in the ages where we're gonna get burnt at the stake, or people are. I don't know about throwing rocks in your window because I'm Black in America, but burnt at the stake. So much energy, right? Like there's no need to fear your gifts, fear your talents. There's, excuse me, there's gonna be opposition. There's gonna be trials. There's gonna be tribulations. There's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be rough waters, right? So what? So what? All right, and what you gonna do? Stay in your house for the rest of the time and just hope nothing ever goes wrong? No, sometimes shit goes wrong. You could stay in your house. You could think you stay in your house for the rest of your life and everything's gonna be fine, and then the power goes out, or there's a fire, or there's a flood. We go through trials and tribulations to help grow us through this life. This sharing of yourself takes courage. It takes strength. Leo, right? The sign of strength in Tarot. It takes courage. It takes strength to move forward. It does. It does. It does. It does. I'm not saying that the sharing of yourself is going to be easy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it can be as simple as one thing at a time. One hand, one starfish. This person's not saving every starfish in the freaking ocean or every starfish on the beach. But to this one, that one gesture, that one act of kindness, that one action was a game changer, changed their world. right? Renewed their life, gave them hope. The universe is smiling down on you. That's all it takes for you to do the one thing, but you have to do the one thing. You take one step towards God, He'll take 10 steps towards you. It is facts, yo. It is facts. Have faith, speak faith, act in faith. Have faith, speak faith, act in faith. Do it, do it, do it. Believe it, say it, own it, move as if this is happening. And then when the thing happens, and you might just get a little taste of it, you might get a little precursor, you might get a glimpse of what's to come, and it's not the real thing. Don't get discouraged, don't get dejected. Just open your heart even wider and go, if this is a taste of what's to come, I can't wait for the rest of it. Right? It's like an amuse bouche, an hors d'oeuvre at dinner, right? It's like just enough to just whet the palate, and then we get the dinner, right? Be patient, be easy, have faith, right? Have faith, speak faith, act faith. Cherishing yourself, I accept and love myself. I pray to God that you do. Because this will help activate all that is within you. This cherishing of yourself, loving yourself, valuing yourself is what is helps you to get the courage to move forward with your goals and your dreams and your desires. You are a child of God. You're a child of God. You have to take care of yourself. Again, if I don't take care of myself, how can I take care of anybody else? How am I going to take care of my kids if I'm over here sitting here not taking care of my body, not taking care of my house, not taking care of my home, not taking care of them? What am I showing them, right? If I don't love me, that they shouldn't love me either, they shouldn't love themselves. Those are the lessons that they're saying. So you have to value and love and cherish yourself. And that is not a selfish deed. You have to love yourself. Self love is the best love. Jesus said, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. How you going to love the next person if you don't love yourself? It starts with thyself. To thine self be true, right? Launching your journey. I love this. I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. Time to take a chance. Time to take a leap of faith. Some of you are going to be moving. I said that. Some of you are going to be physically moving. It's enough already. Like, enough is enough is enough. That time is over. That cycle is over. That storyline is over. For some of you, this is just the fact that you've jumped a lot of timelines and you're going to be jumping into your roles now as like whatever your light worker role is, because it can be anything, right? It can be energetic, it could be physical. There's a lot. There's too many. Whatever. Expecting miracles. Yes, miracles are blossoming in my. Yo, this miracle energy, miracles, blessings, grace, abundance has been amplified in the past few weeks. I'm like, I am here for it. But that is why, guys, miracles are blossoming in your life is because you have to, not you don't have to, you have free will. Because you're being guided to let go of all the other stuff, right? Like you ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It. You know what? It's like you had all this stuff in your hand, and it's like, you know what? Like I said, when I was frustrated with God, I was like, you know what? I'm done. Just, I'm good. Just do what you're gonna do. It'll be figured out because I'm frustrated. Like I'm tired of praying. I'm tired of crying. Like all the things. I'm tired of journaling. I'm tired of script. tired of all of it. And then when my hands had nothing in it because I wasn't holding on to the fucking past anymore, I had space for new blessings to come in. So it's time for you to open up your hands. 43333. I just saw. Open up your hands to receive, 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 and know that you deserve, right? And the things that are coming in for you are going to exceed your expectations. Look at this. All right. I'm expecting a miracle, so I'm praying, putting my little light energy into it, and then boom. I'm praying for this little thing, and I get this big thing. That is what, you see what I'm saying? That's the energy coming in. So, yes, guys, I know it's hard. Yes, you're releasing a lot of stuff. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it hurts. Yes, your heart's breaking. Yes, you're devastated. You're moving. You don't know if you're coming or going. You don't know where the end is. You don't see an end in sight. You are tired of being reminded that you're the light in the tunnel because you just want to get to the end of the tunnel. I get all of those things. I get all of the things. But guess what? It's gonna be alright. Is that really? That's how we get the answers and the clarity, right? Again, I told you I was in fight mode, survivor mode for a long time. 4444. And I had to go into the stillness. Let's go into the quiet. It's in the stillness that we get insights, in the stillness that we get the revelations, in the stillness that we get the guidance to take the inspired action. It's in the stillness that we hear and see with clarity, and that we're able to make the moves that we need to make in order to receive those blessings and that joy that's, available to us. I'm an Aries sun, right? I'm also a New Yorker. We're always moving. City that never sleeps. This energy, not something I'm comfortable with. Not something I'm comfortable with. It has taken me years to be able to sit, and even still, I don't. Listen, I meditate every day, and still I'm being guided to go deeper, deeper, deeper still. And it's still a challenge for me. Spent over 40 years of my life running. Now you want me to sit down? What? I don't even know what that is. Like, what does it mean to sit? How does one sit? I'm like afraid I'm just gonna like fall next to the chair. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how foreign that energy is to me. And so still, but every time I choose to do this and I, set my intentions or put my questions out there and I sit and I give myself that time, the answers come. So go into the stillness. Don't be afraid to stop moving. Don't be afraid to stop doing. Don't be afraid to check in. Don't be afraid to rest when you're guided to rest. All right? It is in this stillness that you will hear His Majesty. Bottom of the deck, stone people, vigilance, right? You're strong, baby. You're strong. I know we are. Listen, right there with you. We rocks on this game. You know what I'm saying? True warriors for the light. But it's fucking exhausting. And so that's why the divine is coming in like, listen, you guys have been getting rocked. You're getting rocked. You're exhausted. We've been fighting. Victory is at hand. The war is over. Everybody put their weapons down. Everybody just open your hearts. Well, it's time to clean up this place. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we found out during the war that some friends were actually enemies, and unfortunately, some things were lost. But at the end of the day, we have our lives, we have a whole new beginning, and we're building a whole new world, right? And that's the world that we're all creating right now. That is us as light workers here working towards this 5D, 7D stuff, right? Recreating heaven here on earth, reestablishing, the New Jerusalem and Eden. 4747, I just saw. Flyers today. What is happening? So funny. The song playing in the background. Jesse's Girl. I was with a guy for Jesse for over 10 years. People would play the song for me every single time I walked in. It's so funny. He must be thinking about me. All right, a lot jumped out here. We're going to end with the tarot. Let me see what this means for the... Okay. I love this, and I think it's so funny. Okay, so first of all, we have Venus retrograde too, right during this time. Again, rose-colored glasses coming off. Another part of that energy is establishing um what we want and what we don't want when it comes to relationships, right? So with this Venus retrograde comes clarity, right, on our relationship. So either if you happen to be in a relationship right now, you know, if that's not your divine counterpart, you're gonna see it. And that's gonna come to a close, however that plays out in your life, right? So sorry if you're getting divorced, separated, or whatever, but there's a reason that that's not sustaining itself because it wasn't meant to. Like that was probably a karmic partner. Um, for those of you that are divine counterparts that are actually true divine counterparts, it's going to be a little tumultuous, right? Because again, you guys are both playing out your own individual soul contracts as well as the things that you're reflecting back to each other. Having said that, though, there is a much deeper level of connection that's coming through from this that is going to propel you guys forward, not only within your relationship, but also within the work that you have to do for the collective, right? Um, for those of you that are single, maybe or just like not committed, or rather, I'd rather say, again, this energy of setting boundaries and setting boundaries and having clarity on what we want. So during this retrograde as well, you can expect some exes to reappear, or to feel kind of like that nostalgia in thinking about some of those older relationships, maybe things that didn't work out, and being mindful and very discerning of the fact that like it didn't work out for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that relationship is over for a reason. Sometimes it's timing, right? Like maybe we were just too young, we weren't ready. And sometimes it's just because they're a fucktard and you shouldn't be with them. So, but a lot of healing is coming in with those. Also, for those of you that are single and potentially looking for or open to new love, due to a lot of the healing that's taking place at this time, this is also gonna be a good time for you to find somebody new, but it's gonna have a very slow start. But although it's gonna be a slow start, it's going to be very stable. Okay. So sorry. A lot happened. So got King and Queen of Swords, or of Michael, right? So these are divine counterparts, right? Masculine, feminine energy, but the Swords energy. This is about the mind, right? So this is about logic and stoicism and mind over matter and objectivity and focusing on our career. Again, Venus is in retrograde. Venus governs what? Money, home, the comforts in our life, right? So this is the heart's a little closed off, right? Like this is like, let me focus on my money, let me focus on my kingdom, let me build my business. Although it can be a very cold energy, this is also kind of like the energy of like the divorcees or widows as well. This is a very mature energy, right? This is, yes, I have let love guide me my whole life, but right now I need to be more realistic. And I want to be with someone who's on the same page. Yes, we are all about the love, but we also know that love is not paying the rent today, right? That kind of relationship. A very mature relationship. So for those of you that may be like older, just know that like just because you're older, love is not like gone from you. Because she has like what, almost like a white blonde hair. You know what I mean? So just because you're older doesn't mean that love is away from you. Also, if you happen to be in like a twin flame dynamic, there could be an age gap between you, so maybe it tends to be like 10 years or more, the age gaps between twin flame dynamics. So you might be like the cougar, he might be younger, people may not understand it, but you guys have an appreciation of each other and you're all about that business. Now we got the lovers card too coming out. Energy of Gemini. But again, with this lover's energy coming out here with this, it's like, yeah, we're looking for something solid, something stable. For some of you, that isn't going to be love. There's also this energy of, again, I said, your soul family, soul tribe coming in at this time, right? So deep, intimate relationships coming in and finding your counterparts in that, right? Like really finding like, the people that you vibe with. Fire signs are going to normally gravitate towards other fire signs, same with waters and earth, so that type of thing. Then we have this of the five of Raphael, right? Five of Cups. So that can be a little spilt milk energy, but in this depiction, and I love this deck for that, it's like, let me just move on. It's like, let me move on. Like, yeah, that was good, that was great, but let me move on. Like there's more waiting for me. Why am I still looking behind me? So again, we closed out all these cycles, right? There's been a lot of loss. No, I love to. That's the Five of Cups. There's three things, right? One, two, three that were lost, that are gone, that are no longer serving us. But what's left? The two that are gifted to us from our, our the Most High, the Divine, our angels, right? This gift, right? of somebody coming into your life that's balanced, that's on the same page, that understands you, that knows your soul. Again, that can be intimate or not, but it's just that thing, whether this is a whether you lost friends or family members or whatever it is, right? Like, yes, those losses were painful and it's going to take time to heal, but look at what's left or look at what's coming in for you, right? And so as you're transitioning, moving through these transits, don't forget about the things that are coming in for you, right? Yes, it's been raining. Yes, it's been storming. Yes, the windows are shattered and we need a new door, but you still have a freaking structure, right? You still have your house, or you still have the funds to move, or like there's blessings everywhere, and know that God is always two steps before you, no matter where you go. All right, we got dreams coming true, right? Wishes being fulfilled. So a lot of you guys, again, my prayers took like 3, 4 years to get answered, right? This is just confirmation, guys. Don't give up. A lot of stuff is changing. A lot of prayers are being answered. A lot of blessings and abundance is coming in during this time if you're open to it, right? Dreams are coming true. Wishes are being fulfilled. For some of you, that's money. For some of you, that's love. Whatever it may be, there is a big opening in your heart. 5555. Changes are happening, right? Ada Ariel, getting to work, studying, knowledge, wisdom, understanding coming to you, going deeper into your gifts. So I'm saying this again, a lot is being awakened and reawakened within us during this Lionsgate. A lot of knowledge and wisdom that you did not have before is gonna come channeled, downloaded to you. You're gonna be a genius in some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be like, you don't know how you know, you just know. That's because you know. And you've known it throughout the ages, and now it's time for it to be reactivated for you to do something with it. And when you do, it's gonna exceed your expectation, right? You think it's a freaking miracle, but it's just about you doing what you were meant to do. This is your goal, this is your path, right? But you have to do something about it. You have to take that step. Free will, you got to do it. Everything is in alignment for you, but you got to actually get up and get moving, right? A body in motion stays in motion. And then we got the Six of Michael, leaving that darkness alone. I get it. It's heavy. Listen, you're not alone. And I'm exhausted, right? Tired. Tired of fighting, tired of swimming, tired of fighting storms, tired of praying, like tired, 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 tired. And it's like the universe is coming in and being like, chill, just relax. We got you. You know what I mean? Like, take stock of where you're at. We just completed another cycle. You just completed another cycle. It's okay. It's okay. Your dreams are coming true. There's blessings coming in. There's abundance coming in. There's stability coming in. There's soul tribes and family coming in. There's, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding being activated within you. You're being activated to awaken your new gifts and to really step forward on this path. And you're gonna find those answers within the stillness. You're gonna find those answers within the quiet. So a great time to really focus on your meditation. If you don't have a meditation practice, now would be a good time to get one, right? And really connecting with that energy so you can go deeper, because there's so much in this for you and your happily ever after. But it's like getting the winning lottery numbers and then not claiming the ticket. There's only so much that the universe can do, right? You prayed that you won the lotto. You found $1 outside so you could play the freaking lotto. You played the lotto. You got the winning numbers, and then you decided not to cash in the ticket, and then you mad at God. You want a cake? You get flour, sugar, egg, salt, a bowl, pans, a whisk, and you do nothing. God is not going to come down here and bake the cake for you, but the provision is there. The resources are there. God is not going to come down here and pay my rent, but He's going to put me in alignment with all I need to do to make sure that I always have more than enough money to cover all of my needs, plus extra to share, spare, and have fun with. That's the way it works. But I got to get the fuck off of my ass and pick up the phone, fill out the applications, and go to the office and do the things, right? Faith without works. Anyway, my beloveds, I'm going to leave it there. I've been here for like an hour. It's card flip, Six of Gabriel. Okay, guess that's a message for someone. Anyway, I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. This is going to be a great time. Just make sure that you flow through it, flow through it, flow through it. Congratulations. You've done a wonderful job, light workers. Time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships, or promotions. That's what I'm saying. We're done. We're done fighting the war for now, right? Now's the time to rest, reflect, get some gifts, drink the wine, eat some grapes, get your feet rubbed, and call it a night. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Later, my beloved.